Hello and welcome. My name is Natty Cashin. The international break is over. We are back to Premier League football. Match day 4 is upon us, and let's take a look at the matchups here as we will make predictions. As you can see, we've got the stats for last week. I was middling, 5 out of 10, but I did get 3 correct scores, so I'll take that, and we'll see what I can do this week. Starting off with Southampton hosting Manchester United. Again, Southampton is one of the 2 teams that has no points on the board at this point. And Manchester United, again, not doing great with 2 losses and 1 win on their record. I do think Man United is going to get the win here because I'm very concerned about what Southampton is able to do and what they're able to put forward. So I am going to give Manchester United a 2-0 victory here. Unless I see something different, it's going to be hard for me to pick a good result for Southampton. Next, we've got Brighton and Hove up against Ipswich. Brighton get a draw against Arsenal in their last game, sitting on 7 points out of a possible 9. They're looking pretty decent. Ipswich just have the 1 draw on their record that they got last week, but maybe that's a scenario where they're starting to turn things over and get themselves ready for the expectations of the Premier League. In this scenario, it's hard for me to then say that Brighton is going to struggle in this game. I think it might be a little closer than what some people think, but I am going to give Brighton and Hove the win. It's just going to be a 2-1 victory, though. They'll be happy with their 3 points and moving on to the next game. Next, we have Crystal Palace up against Leicester. Leicester, again, only the first week where they got a draw and then a couple losses. As I said before, I think they're going to get more of their opportunities at home where they're going to get their points, where then they were able to upset Tottenham week 1. And Crystal Palace, going off to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, I think, looks decent, but the results haven't been there yet, right? So who can get the first win on the board here? I do think it's going to be Crystal Palace. It may be tight here, and I'm going to go just for a low-scoring 1-0 victory for Crystal Palace to get their first win on the board. Next up, we have a bit of a London derby of sorts. Fulham and West Ham. We see West Ham and Fulham kind of getting 1 win on the board. Fulham did cause a draw last round that I predicted against Ipswich. But there could be some back and forth between these 2 teams. I do think Fulham is going to look fairly well against some teams. I think they did decent against Man United, even though they lost that game. And West Ham, again, came up against Man City. That's hard to stop Man City. So I think in this one, I think both teams are going to go for it and try to get 3 points out of it. But I think it's going to end up being all even. But I'll put a high-scoring game here, maybe a 2-2 contest here. Next, we have Liverpool hosting Nottingham Forest. And when I look at how Liverpool play, I am very concerned for everyone else in the league because they have an incredible defense, right? On top of the fact that they have good attacking prowess, their defense is going to be better. Okay, that seems scary to me. And with how well they took care of Manchester United, I did not get that one correct. And I think they're just going to take care of business again. I don't see them giving up a goal, unfortunately, for Forest fans. So I'm going to just see a pretty nonchalant 2-0 victory, and they'll keep on rolling here, and they're going to be tough to beat. Then we have Man City up against Brentford. Again, I feel like Man City is just, above everyone else here, and it's going to be hard not to pick them every week. And in this example, I think that's going to happen again. I'm going to go for a higher score, 4-1. I think this could be another Erling Haaland hat trick. But I think there's going to be lots of goals, and Man City are going to feel comfortable before they start their Champions League schedule. So then we have the Aston Villa and Everton game. Villa again looks solid, right? 2 wins and a loss, where then Everton are having trouble getting points on the board. Even though they pushed well and got close, losing to Bournemouth, I think 3-2 before the international break. Everton's going to struggle some more until they can find some sort of defensive solidity and an opportunity for them to get goals in the net. So I think this one's going to go kind of a one-sided affair. 3-0 victory for Aston Villa, and Everton are continue to struggle. Bournemouth and Chelsea. Bournemouth again got that very close win against Everton, and then again Chelsea have had kind of up and down, right? Losing first week of the season and then getting a big win against Wolves and then drawing. So it's hard to know what kind of Chelsea we're going to see. My prediction is we're going to see lots of goals, almost similar to the Wolves game that Chelsea had, and it's going to be something like 4-2 for Chelsea. Then we have probably the big matchup of the week is the North London derby. Tottenham and Arsenal together. It is at Tottenham Stadium, so whether that has a big impact or not, I do think Arsenal at this point in time have what it takes to get the win here. Hopefully there isn't scenarios where then they have that kind of a red card. That is also a factor where then Declan Rice will not be available. So that almost makes me lean towards a draw here, because I think Declan Rice is a big part of that central midfield. I am going to then just go that there'll be a way that Arteta can galvanize them and make sure that they come away with 3 points. So a 2-1 victory, close game against Tottenham. Finally, our last one is the Wolverhampton Wanderers up against Newcastle. Wolves, again, are struggling. They got their first points on the board with a draw in the last match week, but Newcastle are looking decent. Again, maybe the schedule hasn't been that hard yet, but they've got 2 wins and a draw on the board, so they're sitting in 5th in the table or near the top, and so with that in mind, I think they can stay there. I don't think Wolves pose as much of a threat. I am going to maybe call it closer than what we would maybe think, and I'm going to give it a 1-0 victory for Newcastle. So there you have it. These are my predictions. If you disagree or you want to put your own predictions in the comments down below, you're certainly welcome. Please like and subscribe, as that always helps my channel. I am, again, continuing to do more of these, and as you saw, maybe I'm doing NFL predictions as well. Champions League predictions will be coming soon as well, so stay tuned, and we will see you later. Bye for now.